Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chronicles here, and welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles. Last time, I am totally blanking on what we did last time. Give me a sec while I, refresh myself a little bit. Okay, I now remember. We explored more of, the central factory around, just below the capital of the Mechonis. Man, this intro is really bad now. Oh well. Anyways, this time, we're gonna start things off with a little heart-to-heart. I figure after a couple of, pretty heavy moments in the story, I think we could settle down for a little heart-to-heart. Plus, I think this is kind of related to, what's been happening recently in the story. So, let's do what visions may bring. Hey Shulk, what's it like being able to see the future? It's kinda hard to explain. If I had to describe it, it's like I'm being made to watch a dream. A dream, huh? That's one strange power. Tell me, Charla, what do you think of my power? I wish I had it. If I had your power, maybe I could have saved Colony 6. I could see why that would mean a lot to you. You might have even been able to save Gato. Yeah, but honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realize none of this could have been helped. And your power kept Juju safe. I'll always be grateful for that. Yeah, that was a close one. I'm glad we got to him in time. Otherwise, there could have been a future where Juju didn't make it. Some might say that's the better outcome, but whatever. Thank goodness for your visions. If you have a vision, it means you can save someone's life. I feel like a stronger person when I'm around you. That's kind of you to say. Thank you, Charla. But what is it? I can't see everything. Sometimes the visions are quite hazy. And even when I've seen the future, I can't always change it. Are you talking about what happened to Fiora? Yeah. I'm also worried about what's going to happen to Bionis. I've hardly been able to see anything. If only my power wasn't so limited. Don't be so hard on yourself. You've saved us how many times now? Yeah, I guess I have. Thanks, Charla. But I still wish I could master my power a bit better. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. I'll support you all the way. So yeah, kind of an interesting little heart-to-heart, and it is kind of nice to... I kind of like doing this heart-to-heart just after figuring out what happened to Gato and the whole Jade Face thing. Because it really does put into perspective kind of Charlotte's feelings towards the visions and how she could have utilized them to make it to have like a happier outcome than what's going on now. So I mean, you could have viewed this a lot earlier. Like, you just need Greed Affinity, and it's available right from the get-go of Bionis leg. Or at least I think that's available right from the get-go. I could be wrong on that, but either way, it's available pretty early on. So yeah. Anyways, if there's one more thing that I want to discuss is, off screen, I did do a little bit of grinding, and I got, the Caterpillar Silks and the Hawk's Daylight Spurs around here on Bionis Lake. The thing is, they are the level, like, 70-something monsters that you need to fight. And this leads me into kind of a little thing with this. With fighting higher-leveled enemies, because I know that's going to come up in the future. So, I'll be fully honest here. I kind of went the cheap route, and I activated casual mode. When this is enabled, combat will become easier. All enemy health will be lower, and they won't do as much damage. And the agility difference thing, the agility difference mechanic is not fully what's the word I'm looking for? It's fully active, I guess I could say that. But for those of you who are playing the Wii original, or if you're not a pansy like I am, the key to defeating higher leveled enemies are night vision gems. They help bypass a lot of the agility crap that you have to deal with the higher leveled enemies, and therefore they are better for fighting the higher leveled enemies. So definitely utilize those as best as you can, because that's how you're going to be defeating higher leveled enemies. And then also, one last thing I almost forgot. In Mechonis Field, I did go around and I completed the whole map. And basically, what you want to do to fully complete the map like I did is, let's see. Oh, here we go. Basically, jump off at any point higher than this in Mechonis Field. Then you're going to crash land into here, into the spent fuel tank. This is the last location that I haven't gotten on the map. And also right here should be a unique monster that I've already fought off screen. So, yep, now you have, now the Mechonis Field map should be complete for you. Alright. Oh, here we go. I was like, am I off by a floor? Yeah. And I'm going to switch around the party a little bit. I just had these two in the lead so I can start off with that heart-to-heart. So let's start with, let's put Fiora and Ricky. And I'll play as Melia for a bit. Okay. So let's actually continue on. Right. So, start things off. We're going to be rounding around this corner. Awake. Again, Mechon names are so weird. Okay. Well, significantly higher level than these guys, and that also leads me to something I forgot to mention. Both Shulk and Ryan have completely maxed out all of their skill trees up when I was doing like the Colony 6 grinding stuff. So, because of that, I put Ryan on his spirit so that he can improve his strength. And I put Shulk on intuition to improve agility. Once you've maxed out all your skill trees, just put it on whatever stat the skill tree focuses on and call it good. Alright. I think I'll go... I know the current objective is back there, but I kind of want to go up here and explore a little bit. Face Maintenance Bay. And once again, look familiar? Because it should. This is the very location where they actually where Egil adjusted the memories of Jadeface, and also where Fiora was basically put into face Nemesis, like into the Mechon body. Again, a really neat thing about this game is that you can go to places even when you think you wouldn't be able to because they're like in a cutscene. When in other games that normally would not be doable. So, I really like that. I could explore a little bit more up ahead, but I think I'll save that for another time. We do get another chance to explore the Mechonis factory. This isn't the only time we get to explore it. In fact, this is probably the only place in Mechonis that actually has that for going for it, other than the Fallen Arm. Like, Fallen Arm will always be available for the entire game, but we do get another chance to revisit this place, so I think I'll save a little bit of exploration for another time. For now, let's go up here and activate this, shutting down the laser grid. Right. Let's hop down here. And if I'm not mistaken, we're about to be fighting some enemies. In which case, I'm gonna swap out weapons. Normally I like keeping the Imperial Staff on, but the damage reduction that Melia has against Mechon with just the Imperial Staff, it's hurting me a lot more than I thought it would. Excuse me. Yeah, I might be catching a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little off, that's why. Anyways, for now, let's do a bunch of my usual setup. And let's Starlight Kick. See if I can topple him. Yes, I can. Oh, but it has a topple spike. Because of course it does. Alright. And let's Mind Blast with everyone in sight. There we go. Let's do another Summon Bolt. Alright. I have the aggro, so I probably should put up a reflection so I take less damage. Okay. Starlight Kick, even though that means another topple spike, at least it won't directly attack us. Okay. Summon Ice. Oh, level up for... I think that was Ricky? Okay, let's do Summon Bolt and Chain Attack. Elemental Discharge. And also another thing, I did get a few advanced art books, so some of our arts, like with Fiora, have been leveled up a lot more. Let's do Say Sorry. And I did max out a couple of talent arts, like Ricky's Happy Happy, I think is level 10 now. It's not much left to this guy, so do Summon Copy and finish off with Summon Bolt. Nicely done. Okay. Spear Break. And... oh, 93% level 4 strength up. Oh, that's good. I want those. Because we're getting at the point now where gem setups are really essential. Like, this is the point in which I think gems are really starting to become important. Before now, gems weren't exactly that necessarily. At least, you didn't really need to build have like very specific builds, if that makes sense. Like, you didn't have to think too hard about them, but I think at this point, this is where I think looking up a gem crafting video, or I think with the exception of Shulk, I would recommend not looking up a Shulk build video at this point. But otherwise, I would suggest looking up some builds for other characters at this point. So, I guess I can explain. I don't have to constantly refer you to other people, even though I do support other creators, big or small. It doesn't matter if you're a big or small creator. I will support anybody who I feel deserves to have that attention. Okay, let's do Summon Copy. And, oh. Okay. Let's do Double Win. I guess I could start talking about different builds that I would recommend. And I think I'll start with Melia, since she's the one that I'm playing as right now, and I guess this is a good character to start building, since she can be one of the most... she can be one of the strongest characters in your arsenal. So with Melia, I would recommend above all else going all in on Ether. Because, as you can imagine, pretty much her entire outfit of attacks and everything rely on Ether damage. Like, the only time that anything other than Ether for damage increases really just boils down to Starlight Kick and Spear Break. Like, those are the only two that would, like, recommend... that would, like... improve with strength up gems or anything like that. So Yeah, go all in on ether. And then also, another thing I would recommend is giving her at least a couple of things that would improve her durability or her stamina, because she is about as frail as they come. Like, she has the lowest natural HP out of any character, and she doesn't have much in the ways of defense. So for that, I would recommend giving her some HP up gems, as well as, if you can link any skills to her, link giving her heavy armor. She surprisingly works very well with heavy armor, and it's kind of one of the few characters that I would actually recommend that with. Fiora, again, you can kind of build her however you want, and it really depends on what kind of Fiora you want to do. Do you want to do a kind of just attack focus? Do you want to do an agility focus? It doesn't matter too much. However, what I can say is that for me, I highly recommend doing an agility build. Basically, build her in a similar way to Dunban, which I'll explain in a little bit. And then, in terms of the drones, I highly recommend giving her sword drones. That is hands down her best talent art, and works very well with kind of the agility build, since it's all about strength, and sword drones is their only physical talent art. I don't need to be on a character thing to explain more of these characters. Let's go up. And then next, we have our little hero pawn, Ricky. Oh, Ignirith the teleporter. You know what? I think I'll save talking about Ricky until after we get a little further in. So, let's step on the teleporter and continue on.
Advance, Nopon heroes!
I see you finally decided to show up. Let's see if we can bust these rust buckets like last time.
Think we can do it?
We'll get them. With this many troops on our side, we don't even need Shulk's help.
You're telling me you're more worried about the kid's schedule? Kinda soft for you, Thorin.
Shata, get moving!
Division 4, defend the barrier. Division 6, assist any wounded Homs.
Bring it on! These High-Entia may be a bunch of sissies, but they've got some pretty nifty gear!
That idiot! He'll get his head knocked off at this rate! Ha!
Keep it up! Show everyone the power of the Nopon! Go, Nopon, go! Fight like a Herapon, Ricky!
It appears we have gained the upper hand.
Sire, if we hold our current position, a great victory is within our grasp.
It is still too early to come to that conclusion. The enemy still has hidden forces.
Your Highness, enemy reinforcements approaching from above. It's a face squadron.
They're here. Divisions 1 to 3, continue supporting the Homs, and encircle the faces.
Your Highness, think of yourself!
Once the Vanguard has been eliminated, we must join the fight. Better that than die as cowards. Move!
Ha! Stick this in your exhaust pipe and smoke it. Who hasn't had a taste yet? Eat this! should have stayed at home. Lousy junk bots.
They're doing rather well. I do so enjoy a good show. But they have yet to unleash their power and fulfill their true potential.
Deadbeat drones! Come out and face us like real machines! I'll sort out the lot of you, scum!
We've reached the factory teleporter. And now, welcome to Agneritha. Or what's left of it, anyway. I want you to listen to the music for a second. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Space Junk Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy. Like, it has this eerie calmness to it that I can't help but kind of be... That it kind of reminds me of it... Well, it both reminds me of Space Junk, but it mostly reminds me of, like, a good Danny Elfman score. Like, this feels like it would be right at home in Edward Scissorhands. Like, it's like that kind of enchantingly haunting.
So this is the Mechonis capital?
Yes, Agneritha. The heart of the Machina civilization.
It looks so desolate. Like there are no signs of anyone living here.
It truly is a soulless city.
Here, bad place. Ricky want to go.
So the Machina built this whole city? Not too shabby.
It looks like the buildings have been here for a very long time.
Look, Shulk. Dino Beast. Dino Beast eat city.
A dino beast? Here?
But how?
It is a Telethia. It looks like it's stone. Why would there be a Telethia in a place like this?
The fossilized Telethia are what remain of the beasts that attacked the capital in the ancient battle.
Why did the Telethia attack your city? Wasn't the ancient battle only between the Bionis and the Mechonis themselves?
The answer to your question can be found in that tower, the data center. It is better that you see with your own eyes. Only then will you truly understand what happened between the Bionis and the Mechonis.
Again, one of my favorite aspects about the story is that really at a certain point, I just couldn't really predict where it was going. Like, so many questions open up and I legit couldn't answer all of them when I normally would be able to. Or at least have a very good idea about where it might be going. Like, I'm pretty good at predicting a lot of stories. I think it's just because of how obsessed I am with watching movies and shows. And I'm just able to predict them pretty easily, but this is one of the few times where I really didn't know where everything was going. And I like that. It really gave me a different experience that I wasn't able to see coming a good chunk of the time. Anyways, here we have a bunch of bots and... all of them have some kind of quest to complete. And pretty much every single one of them are generics. And there's like maybe only like one or two that are actually really give any sort of lore or I consider kind of interesting. But yeah, I think but at the same time, I do acknowledge that out of all the generics, I think these ones are the most interesting. Because they are people that gives us these quests. These are just like robots that are essentially designed to help solve a lot of problems. But there's nobody here, so it's just their programming asking you to solve these problems, even though solving these quests essentially do nothing for the Machina, because they're all gone. It kind of adds a little bit of eeriness to it, and I think it's kind of interesting. And also, as you can imagine, pretty much every single Agnirtha quest are timed, and this is the shortest amount of time that you have to complete these quests. Like, the trigger for these quests to expire literally is within the next like 30 minutes of story. If you just go straight through the story, it's like 30 minutes from now. Like, that's how close it is. Alright. Next up, there's a little shop that has some pretty decent stuff. I wouldn't call any of this fantastic. Excuse me. But it is kind of interesting to look through and see if there's anything of interest. For me, there's not much for me to really look at. There's certainly a lot of Fiora stuff, so if you're interested in any of that, it's there if you want it. But yeah. And it looks like there's a couple of side quest stuff already available right now. Oh, can't even go and complete that stuff. Because of course. Anyways, as you can imagine, Agnirtha does have a Collectopedia page, and it's pretty sizable for the short amount of time they were here. And it looks like somebody learned a new skill. Oh, looks like Melia maxed out her reliability, which means reticence is her last one. How close is everyone anyway? Alright. Oh, Charlotte's pretty dang close. Okay. Alright. And also, don't worry about the rest of the characters and going over how I would build them. I'll discuss that in the next video. How about that? Because I think we'll figure out what's going on in the data center, and then we'll wrap up. Elevator is taking a while. Alright. Appears to be locked. Alright.
It looks like the power's up and running.
Fiora, what's the matter?
Everyone, follow me.
What is that? It looks like it's here. But it's just an image. No way. Whoa! You're right.
These are memories of a time long forgotten.
Fiora! Hey.
They were left behind by the Machina before they abandoned this place, so that others may know their story.
Her voice sounds like...
In ancient times, when the Bionis and the Mechonis came into existence, I was born as well. Just as the Bionis had a soul, I came to exist in this world as the soul of the Mechonis. I created my children on Mechonis and acquired this body. They called themselves Machina, and Mechonis was transformed into a world brimming with life. The Machina gave rise to an advanced civilization and built this great city.
This city?
Can't believe it used to be so lively.
They lived their lives in peace and harmony. The gentle Machina worshipped me. Life also flourished on Bionis. The Machina generously shared the fruits of their civilization with the peoples of the Bionis. They believed their two worlds would grow hand in hand. Then, a terrible fate descended on them from above.
Is that the Monado?
But why? Why would the Bionis...
Wielding the Sword of Light, the Bionis attempted to destroy the Machina.
Are those Telethia?
I tried to save the Machina, and confronted the Bionis. And so, I confronted Zanza.
Zanza?
The battle waged on and on. Even as our life forces depleted, Zanza and I continued to fight. However, it did at last come to an end.
The giant.
This is when Zanza was imprisoned.
Taking advantage of my final blow to the Bionis, its beings took Zanza and sealed him firmly away. However, the battle with Zanza had greatly consumed my life force. I warned the surviving Machina that the Bionis had not yet been destroyed, and that one day he would be released.
I'm the one who released him.
I then entered a long and deep slumber in preparation for Zanza's inevitable reawakening.
It's all clear to me what you wanted to do. Stop the battle between the Bionis and the Mechonis.
Fiora, I see now. It was her inside you.
Yes. Lady Mechonis desired a body in which she could be free. And after you were captured by Egil's Mechon, it was I who transferred her soul into your body.
But why did it have to be my body?
Because you are close to Shulk, the heir to the Monado.
It was all because of our world, because of Bionis, that this city was devastated.
Now I understand why Egil would want to stop the Bionis from reawakening.
I get it too. But how's killing any of us gonna solve his problem?
Precisely. What happened to the Machina was a tragedy. But we cannot forgive the Mechon attack on Bionis.
What worries me is the Monado that the Bionis used. It's no different from how the legends describe, but still.
It must hold a deadly power.
But you have used it wisely, Shulk. It has not overwhelmed you, as it did me.
He's right. If you hadn't been using the Monado, we wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes.
But it was Zanza who bestowed this sword upon me.
However, it is not Zanza who now wields the Monado. It is you, Shulk. That is also the reason why Mechonis chose Fiora as a vessel, so that the tragedy of he who wields the Monado would not be repeated.
The tragedy of he who wields the Monado?
Shulk, believe. Believe in the path you have chosen, and those who walk it with you. Mechonis once said this of the Monado. The Monado is not simply a unique weapon. It is the light within each and every person in this world.
Light? What do you mean?
It is the light of life. The will to survive no matter what. Perhaps Lady Mechonis was drawn to your light. Beyond there lies the Mechonis Shrine. Egil will be there. Is it still your intention to defeat Egil? That has not changed.
We understand the history of Mechonis now. If he is willing to listen, we will try to reason with him. But if not...
I understand. Then, if that is your decision, so be it. I will try to persuade Egil one last time, but I am prepared for his refusal.
Vinaya.
I know Vinaya said she'll try to persuade him, but she didn't sound confident.
We have to go after her.
But how do we get to the shrine from here?
Up ahead is a transporter leading to the shrine. But it's inactive. We need to trigger the verification devices to activate it. We'll find one at the top of each of the 4 pillars. If we trigger them all, we can use the transporter.
How Fiora know that?
Mechonis's memories. She tells me these things.
Do you know how to trigger them?
Maybe my body itself is the key.
Okay. Then let's get searching.
Next time on excuse me. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, we make our way to the Mechonis Shrine. after we do a lot of side quests around Agniritha. See you guys then.